What are the biggest challenges when remodeling or building your family home? And why does it go so wrong for so many? It's Amelia Lee here from Undercover Architect, and in the 20 plus years industry experience I have in remodeling and building family homes, I've seen three main scenarios that homeowners can get themselves into. In this short video, I'm going to explain what those three scenarios are, how they cause challenges and problems for homeowners, and instead how to successfully plan your home and project so that you can get it right and save time, money, and stress. Now, scenario one is what I call procrasti-planning. This is where you don't know where to start, who to talk to first, and what it will all cost and how long it will take to remodel or build. And all you've heard is horror stories and terrible experiences of cost overruns, of bad contractors and poor quality projects. And deep down, you wonder how you'll really know that you're choosing the right people to work with, spending money on the best choices, and that you're not going to end up with a home that you really don't love and that hasn't been worth the effort. You think you're researching and planning? You're actually stalling and procrastinating, and it's understandable because the whole thing seems complex and confusing. You're not even sure what you want, let alone how to communicate it with others, and you just feel idea overwhelmed with all the inspiration that you filled your Pinterest board with, but you're no closer to actually starting. It feels like years that you've been thinking about doing this, and you just seem to be spinning your wheels. Perhaps your partner is completely over talking about it and just wants it done already. What if the people that you're trying to work with think that you're annoying or demanding? And what if the contractor actually ends up being dodgy and rips you off and builds you a terrible quality home? What if, after all of it, you actually don't end up with the home that you're dreaming of? Scenario number two is what I call designer disaster. Now, this is where you've started the design process. You've actually been through a few designers or architects and you've spent money and time on designs that are just not a good fit or are over budget. And you've had professionals just mess you around time and time again with delays, extra fees, not really listening to you and treating you really poorly. The whole experience has been far more stressful than you anticipated, and you're exhausted by having to keep fighting for what you want. Surely it shouldn't be this hard. Surely you're not asking for too much. You're normally an organised, intelligent person, and you feel totally out of depth in this situation, and you can't understand why you keep having these experiences. And perhaps you should just simply give up. You feel like you're going to need to compromise and get a just good enough design and home rather than the one that you're actually dreaming of. Scenario number three is where I see homeowners just wanting to be sure. They're seeking certainty. If this is you, you know that this home is a big investment. It's also where you plan to live with your family for some time, and so you want it to reflect you, your goals, your achievements, all your hard work, something that you can be proud of, that your family love being in, having friends over to, sharing celebrations and making memories. But you struggle to be sure about whether you're getting it right and whether you're going about it in the best and simplest way. The people that you're working with, they seem good, but how can you really be sure? You feel like you'll offend them by getting a second opinion. They seem really precious about the design, but you want to be sure that you're moving in the right direction towards that dream home because you know how permanent it is. And you don't want to be overlooking anything that you will only find out when it's too late to do anything about it, or find out that you've made decisions and choices that you regret later and have to live with and feel that you'll look foolish, be embarrassed, and feel stressed. For most situations in our life that have a big impact on our finances, our lifestyles, health and well-being, and our future, we get prepared. We seek good quality expert advice from several professional, reliable, and trustworthy sources, and we skill ourselves up in what we need to know. Yet when it comes to remodeling or building our family home, this isn't always the case. Even after months, sometimes years of planning, researching and preparing, when homeowners actually decide that they want to get going at their project, they race at it. There's an impatience, even though they may have been thinking about it for some time. And in this urgency and haste and desire to just get it done, it's a recipe for disaster. Did you know there are 4 phases to preparing for, planning and completing any remodeling or building project? Phase number 1 is before you begin your design. Phase number 2 is getting your design right. Phase number 3 is before you build. And phase number 4 is getting your project built. Let me explain a little bit about what's involved in each of these phases. So before you even begin, there's steps involved in determining what's possible for your home based on your budget, your location, and any local rules that you might have. You're pulling together base information about your home or land before you can commence designing, and you're choosing the people who will help you bring these things into alignment. What's possible, how much you want to spend, and what you want. Now in phase number 2, you're getting your design right. And this is where you're deciding what you actually want for your lifestyle, the spaces and the rooms that you'll be living in, and how they feel and function. You're turning these ideas and concepts into lines on a page so that they can be communicated and understood by people who need to help you deliver it. And this is where you figure out how much you'll be spending, what you can afford, and what's actually deliverable for the money that you want to invest in this dream home. Phase number 3 is before you build your future remodel or new home. And here you'll be finalising all of the approvals that you need to commence construction. You'll be making all of those selections and choices around materials and details. And you'll be making sure that you're really happy with your design and your budget before it all becomes too late and far too expensive to change your mind. And lastly, phase 4, getting it built, is where you bring the team together that will actually enable you to turn the lines, the money, the dreams into physical reality in your finished home. You'll be overseeing construction, so hopefully it goes smoothly, on budget, and everyone has the information that they need. And your finished, new or remodeled home gets created and you get to move back in. And yet, what I see happen for homeowners time and time again is that most of their energy, effort and investment gets sunk into that last phase, getting it built, figuring out how you'll actually get it constructed, the contractor you'll work with, and how that will all happen. And it's where so many homeowners go wrong because they don't see the importance and value in those first 3 phases, and how the right approach there will not only help you save time, money and stress overall, it's actually what will set you up for success and totally transform the type of home that you create. So why do homeowners not understand and know this? Well, I believe that we're fed a diet of reality television and instant makeovers. Most of what we're exposed to about remodeling and building focuses on this last phase of getting it built. It's always looking like a flurry of activity on site, people and decisions that all manage to come together in a 30-minute time slot. And really the work that happens in those first 3 phases, that all happens off camera, behind the scenes. So many people, decisions, designing and planning that rarely gets exposed or delved into. And so as you embark on your remodel or building project, and the first bit of news that you get is that it might take as long as 2, even 3 years to get from start to finish and cost far more than you'd planned, well, that can be a really rude shock and at total odds with the picture that you had in your head about what your dream home journey would look like. Worse than this, far worse than this, is that far too many homeowners find this information out well into their process, sometimes months, even years after they've started. They find out just how hard and expensive their project's going to be after they've already fallen in love with the design that they've spent time creating. They've mentally and emotionally moved into the finished home. They've paid out huge sums of money in professional fees. They've had authority approvals done and a myriad of other expenses. This is heartbreaking, frustrating, and a totally broken model. And unfortunately, the remodeling and building industry is notorious for this. Disasters, stress, and cost overruns, they're just considered par for the course. They're not only expected, they're seen as a rite of passage. It shouldn't be this way, and it doesn't have to be this way. And that's why we created the Welcome Home course, an online course to change the way you remodel or build your family home. Who are we? Well, I'm Amelia Lee from Undercover Architect. I'm an award-winning Australian architect, podcaster and blogger. And I'm also a wife and I'm a mum to 3 young kids. I've done over 250 projects, mainly family homes, in my career. And together with my husband, we've done 3 projects of our own. Joining me is Reinholdt of 30 by 40 Design Workshop. Eric is an award-winning American architect based in Maine. He's a YouTube star with the most watched architectural channel on YouTube, and he's also a husband and a dad who has designed and built his own family home and his design studio as well. Together, we have over 45 years industry experience, not only in our own professional and personal projects, but in a wealth of insider knowledge and expertise that comes from our shared professional networks and our industry access. So why did we put this course together? We want to get rid of the broken models that cause building and remodeling disasters and teach a different way of doing things, so that you as the homeowner can learn how to see the warning signs of trouble and trust that you have the tools and the knowledge to make good decisions. You can be a conscious consumer, you can hire trustworthy people to be on your team, and you can know what to expect and demand for your investment, your home, and you. Understanding that you are the one that unlocks the potential of your new or remodeled home by choosing the best team, questioning when things don't look right, and being empowered enough to make those decisions. We know that that remodeling or building your home can be an enjoyable process and you can achieve a beautiful outcome for you and your family. The Welcome Home course is a step-by-step proven system that teaches you all 4 phases of a remodeling or building project. It will guide you through the process so that you can set yourself up for success and save time, money, and stress. You as the homeowner are the key to your project's success, and your future home needs you to start taking action. And what you need to do this confidently is the know-how, tools, and guidance to take the right steps so that you can reach that beautiful home you're dreaming of. So what's inside the Welcome Home course? Well, let me show you. The Welcome Home course includes 4 modules that take you through those 4 phases of remodeling or building your home. Phase 1, before you begin. Phase 2, getting your design right. Phase 3, before you build. And Phase 4, getting it built. In each module, we share the key steps, mistakes to avoid, and strategies to use. You'll hear real-life case studies, recommendations for finding great people, things that we wish we'd done differently, and what is really involved in creating a home that's functional and feels great, and having a project journey that's enjoyable. There's also a series of bonus resources, toolkits, checklists, cheat sheets, local information about designing for your climate, resources that are used in our professional practice and that will arm you for your project. They'll help you be efficient, avoid the heartache, confusion and drama. You'll stop wasting time on Google and Pinterest, and you'll know what you need to do every step of the way. Don't delay in getting ready for your project. No one has ever said to me, I wish I waited longer to learn this information. Because once you have the knowledge you need, every decision from here on in becomes smoother, simpler, and faster. Whether you're planning and researching and you're a year or 2 away from really getting going on your project, already working with a designer or an architect in the design process of your remodel or new home, or anywhere in between, join the Welcome Home course now. I can't wait to share this journey with you and to support you in creating that beautiful family home that you've been dreaming of, and one that really works for you and your family.